If you're over 60, there's a vegetable sitting in your kitchen right now that could silently trigger a stroke within hours of eating it. No warning signs, no chest pain, no dizziness. One moment you're perfectly fine, and the next you're unable to speak, can't move your arm, or suddenly lose your balance completely. As a brain specialist who's treated thousands of stroke patients, I've witnessed this devastating scenario far too often. And it's not because these seniors smoked, drank alcohol, or ate junk food. It's because they consumed a seemingly innocent vegetable that activated a deadly cascade in their aging. Cardiovascular system. We've all been told to eat your vegetables since childhood. But here's the shocking truth no one discusses: certain vegetables, when consumed by older adults at specific times or combined with common medications, can dramatically increase your risk of blood clots, hemorrhagic strokes, and dangerous blood pressure fluctuations. Today, I'll reveal 9 common vegetables that could be silently sabotaging your brain health and show you exactly how to protect yourself without sacrificing nutrition. The final vegetable I'll discuss is consumed by 8 out of 10 seniors weekly, and it may be the most dangerous of all. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss critical health information designed specifically for you. If this video helps you today, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I can improve my content for you. Number 1. Spinach, the hidden stroke accelerator for generations. Spinach has been crowned the king of healthy vegetables, packed with iron, folate, and antioxidants. It's featured in everything from smoothies to salads in senior nutrition programs nationwide. But here's what medical professionals rarely discuss. For adults, over 60 spinach can become a silent stroke catalyst when consumed incorrectly as we age. Our blood vessels naturally lose elasticity and become more rigid. Combine this with the common medications seniors take: calcium supplements, vitamin D, ACE inhibitors, and your blood chemistry becomes incredibly delicate. Spinach contains high levels of oxalates, naturally occurring compounds that bind with calcium in your bloodstream. In younger bodies, these oxalates are efficiently processed and eliminated. However, in older adults, especially those with compromised kidney function or taking high-dose supplements, oxalates begin accumulating in the vascular system. This accumulation doesn't just affect your kidneys, it directly impacts your brain's blood supply. The oxalates cause calcium deposits to form in the delicate arteries feeding your brain. These hardened vessels become prime locations for blood clots to develop, particularly during sleep when blood flow naturally slows. I'll never forget Eleanor Martinez, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Phoenix. Eleanor was meticulous about her health, consuming a large spinach salad every evening along with her prescribed calcium and vitamin D supplements. She believed she was following perfect nutritional advice. One Tuesday morning, Eleanor's neighbor found her collapsed in her garden. Unable to speak coherently or move her right side, emergency scans revealed extensive vascular calcification and a blood clot that had severed circulation to her speech center. Her blood work showed dangerously elevated calcium oxalate levels, a direct result of her nightly spinach consumption, combined with supplement use. Eleanor survived, but she now requires full-time care and can only communicate through gestures. Her family told me through tears she was just trying to stay healthy. How could a salad do this to her? The critical lesson: if you're taking calcium, vitamin D, or managing any kidney or cardiovascular condition, limit spinach to morning consumption only, and never without consulting your physician about safe quantities. Number 2. Broccoli, the heart helper that betrays your brain. If you're still watching and finding these revelations valuable, please type 1 in the comments to let me know you're engaged. Broccoli represents everything we associate with healthy eating, rich in fiber, vitamins, and anti-inflammatory compounds. It's been recommended by nutritionists for decades as a cornerstone of heart-healthy diets. But for seniors on blood-thinning medications, broccoli can transform from protector to predator in ways that are both subtle and catastrophic. The danger lies in broccoli's exceptionally high vitamin K content. This fat-soluble vitamin is essential for proper blood clotting in healthy individuals. However, when consumed by seniors taking anticoagulants like warfarin, Plavix, or even daily aspirin, vitamin K creates a biochemical conflict that can turn fatal. Vitamin K, directly interferes with these medications' effectiveness. When consumed in large or inconsistent amounts, it can cause your blood to become either dangerously thick or perilously thin, until irreversible damage occurs. Consider Robert Chen, a 79-year-old retired engineer from Seattle. Following his cardiologist's advice, Robert took prescribed blood thinners after a mild heart episode. Determined to support his recovery naturally, he began eating steamed broccoli with every dinner, believing it would accelerate his healing. Robert didn't understand was that his healthy broccoli consumption was systematically undermining his medication. His blood's clotting ability fluctuated wildly without any external symptoms. 3 weeks into this routine, Robert experienced a severe headache while reading his evening newspaper. Within minutes, he became confused and disoriented. Room physician's first question was immediate. Has his diet changed recently? When they mentioned the nightly broccoli, the medical team knew they had found their answer. Robert had suffered a massive hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding inside his brain caused by blood too thin to clot properly. Remember, if you're on any blood-thinning medication, you must consume vitamin-rich foods in consistent amounts and under medical supervision. Never assume that heart healthy automatically means brain safe, especially after 60. Number 3. Romaine lettuce, the nighttime dehydrator. For seniors focused on weight management and heart health, a light salad dinner seems like the perfect choice. Low in calories, high in water content, and easy to digest, romaine lettuce appears to be the ideal evening meal. But here's the dangerous truth. That innocent bowl of romaine consumed at night can set the stage for a stroke by morning. Romaine lettuce acts as a natural diuretic, gently encouraging your body to eliminate excess water. While this effect is negligible in younger individuals, it becomes problematic for older adults, particularly those taking blood pressure medications or prescribed diuretics. The critical issue is that seniors lose their natural thirst response as they age. Your body no longer signals dehydration effectively, and your blood vessels rely heavily on proper hydration to maintain flexibility and ensure smooth circulation to your brain. When you consume romaine at night, especially combined with medications that already reduce fluid retention, you create a perfect storm for dehydration during sleep. As your body loses water overnight, your blood gradually thickens, transforming from a smooth liquid into something resembling syrup trying to flow through increasingly rigid vessels. Maria Santos, a 73-year-old retired nurse from Miami, prepared a large romaine salad with cucumber and vinegar every evening, believing she was making the healthiest possible dinner choice. She avoided heavy foods, exercised regularly, and took her medications faithfully. One morning, Maria's daughter found her mother confused and unable to speak clearly, with significant weakness in her right arm. Emergency scans revealed a small but devastating stroke. A blood clot had blocked circulation to her brain's speech center. Hospital tests showed signs of mild dehydration, increased blood viscosity, and electrolyte imbalances. The combination of her nighttime lettuce consumption, blood pressure medication, and insufficient evening hydration had created the perfect conditions for clot formation during sleep. Key insight: if you enjoy salads, consume them at lunch when your body can process them without compromising overnight hydration. Always ensure adequate water intake throughout the day, and monitor yourself for warning signs like morning dizziness or unexplained fatigue. Number 4. Raw carrots, the midnight blood sugar saboteur. If you're still following along and finding these insights valuable, please type 1 in the comments below. Raw carrots seem like the perfect healthy snack. Crunchy, naturally sweet, and loaded with beta-carotene for eye health, they're a guilt-free treat that many seniors keep readily available. But here's the shocking reality. Raw carrots, especially when consumed at night, can create dangerous blood sugar fluctuations that dramatically increase stroke risk while you sleep. Although carrots are vegetables, nutritionally they behave more like fast-acting carbohydrates when eaten raw and alone. Their natural sugars quickly convert to glucose in your bloodstream, causing rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. For seniors, particularly those with insulin resistance or prediabetes, this seemingly innocent snack triggers a dangerous cascade. Your blood sugar rises sharply, forcing your pancreas to release insulin. But in many older adults, insulin response is either sluggish or overly aggressive, causing blood sugar to crash dramatically during sleep. This nocturnal hypoglycemia forces your body to release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to raise blood sugar back to safe levels. These hormones constrict blood vessels, spike blood pressure, and make your blood significantly more prone to clotting, all while you're unconscious and unable to respond to warning signs. James Wilson, a 76-year-old retired mechanic from Cleveland, had replaced all processed snacks with raw vegetables, particularly carrots, which he enjoyed while watching evening television. He began experiencing subtle symptoms, occasional morning confusion, mild dizziness when standing, and difficulty concentrating. One morning, James's wife found him staring blankly at his coffee cup, unable to remember how to operate the machine he'd used daily for decades. Emergency room tests revealed a small but significant stroke caused by overnight blood sugar instability and microscopic clot formation. His medical team traced the pattern to his evening carrot consumption, which had been creating nightly blood sugar roller coasters for months. Each cycle weakened his vascular system until a clot finally formed in exactly the wrong location. The lesson: never consume raw carrots alone, especially before bedtime. If you enjoy them, pair them with protein or healthy fats during daytime. Hours, hummus, nuts, or cheese can help stabilize the blood sugar response. Number 5. Garlic, the ancient medicine that modern seniors must fear. Garlic has been revered as a healing food for thousands of years, praised across cultures for its ability to lower blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and fight infections. Many seniors incorporate fresh garlic into their meals or take concentrated garlic supplements, believing they're providing powerful cardiovascular protection. But here's the critical truth. For older adults taking blood-thinning medications, garlic can become a silent trigger for catastrophic brain bleeding. What seems like a small addition to your diet can push your blood chemistry beyond safe limits in ways you won't detect until it's too late. Garlic is an extremely potent natural anticoagulant. It prevents blood clot formation, which sounds beneficial, until you understand the delicate balance required in the aging body. When combined with prescribed medications like warfarin, Plavix, or even daily aspirin, garlic can drive your blood into a dangerously thin state. For seniors whose blood vessels have already become fragile and prone to rupture, this overthinning can be catastrophic. Your blood becomes so thin that it cannot clot properly when a vessel breaks, leading to uncontrolled bleeding inside the brain. William Patterson, an 82-year-old retired postal worker from Oregon, was prescribed blood thinners. After a minor cardiac procedure, he'd read about garlic's heart protective properties and decided to add concentrated garlic supplements to his daily routine, taking 800 milligrams daily, plus adding fresh garlic to dinner each night. 3 weeks later, William developed severe headaches, light sensitivity, and nausea. Then came confusion and slurred speech. Brain scans showed rupture in blood vessels that should have been strong enough to hold, but his blood was simply too thin to clot and stop the bleeding. The critical lesson: aging blood vessels are inherently more fragile. Garlic supplements are far more concentrated than cooking garlic and must be treated with pharmaceutical-level caution. Always consult your doctor before combining garlic with any anticoagulant medication. Number 6. Onions, the blood pressure thief. Onions are fundamental to American cooking, appearing in everything from soups to salads. They're affordable, flavorful, and rich in compounds that support heart health. Most seniors use onions daily, believing they're making wholesome choices. But for older adults managing blood pressure or heart conditions, onions can become a hidden threat to brain health, causing unpredictable blood pressure drops and even triggering blood clot formation. The danger lies in onions' high concentration of quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that acts as a natural vasodilator, opening blood vessels and lowering blood pressure. When your system is already being medicated to achieve the same effect, you're essentially doubling the dose. This can trigger hypotension, an unsafe drop in blood pressure, particularly dangerous during sleep when your body is most vulnerable. 2. Circulation changes. When blood pressure drops too low in older adults, the brain receives insufficient oxygen, triggering vasoconstriction as your body attempts to protect vital organs. Dorothy Williams, a 78-year-old retired librarian from Georgia, was prescribed beta blockers for blood pressure management. She began eating large portions of raw onions in vinegar-based salads every evening, believing she was enhancing her heart protection naturally. Initially, Dorothy felt wonderful, more energetic, and lighter. Then came morning lightheadedness and dizziness when standing. One evening, she stood too quickly and fainted, striking her head on the kitchen counter. The next morning, Dorothy couldn't remember the day of the week and struggled to form coherent sentences. Scans revealed a small ischemic stroke, a blood clot, had blocked circulation to her brain's speech center. Medical charts showed significant overnight blood pressure drops followed by reactive morning surges. Key insight: foods that supported your health at 50 can behave very differently at 75, especially when combined with medications. Track your symptoms and discuss all dietary changes with your doctor. Number 7. Corn, the golden threat to your brain. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please type 1 in the comments below. To most Americans, corn represents comfort and tradition. For many seniors, it's been a trusted part of their diet for decades. But here's the shocking truth. This sweet, golden vegetable can silently increase your stroke risk while you sleep, though technically a vegetable. Corn nutritionally behaves like a high glycemic starch, rich in sugars that rapidly convert to glucose in your bloodstream. For seniors with insulin resistance or blood pressure issues, this post-meal sugar spike represents a serious neurological threat. When you consume corn, particularly at dinner, your blood sugar rises dramatically. In many older adults, insulin doesn't function effectively, causing blood sugar to crash during early morning hours while you're sleeping. This sudden drop forces your body to release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones constrict blood vessels and increase blood pressure rapidly. In someone over 65, particularly with existing arterial stiffness, this hormonal surge can trigger microclot formation in the brain's delicate vessels. Ruth Thompson, a 75-year-old retired accountant from Iowa, enjoyed corn grits with honey every morning and corn on the cob with dinner. Over months, Ruth began experiencing morning fatigue, standing dizziness, and concentration difficulties. Her blood pressure readings were erratic. Then came the morning her husband found her staring blankly, unable to move her left side. Tests revealed elevated glucose levels, thickened blood, and microvascular damage in her brain. The pattern became clear. Regular corn consumption had disrupted her glucose balance and contributed to blood clot formation. If corn is part of your routine, never consume it alone or before bedtime. Pair it with protein during daytime hours and discuss corn consumption with your doctor if you're diabetic or taking blood pressure medications. Number 8. Asparagus, the elegant dehydrator. Asparagus represents sophistication in healthy eating, elegant, low-calorie, and featured in detox-friendly diets. For seniors who've moved away from heavy foods, it's become a dinner staple, often praised by nutritionists, but beneath this reputation lies a silent danger. Asparagus is a potent natural diuretic that can dehydrate your body at the cellular level. When consumed at night, especially by seniors on medications, asparagus can trigger reactions leading to blood clots and stroke. As we age, our bodies lose the ability to regulate hydration efficiently. When you consume asparagus at night, its diuretic effects pull water from your bloodstream, quietly reducing blood volume as you sleep. Lower blood volume causes blood to thicken, making clot formation much more likely. Sandra Mitchell, a 77-year-old retired counselor from Colorado, prided herself on healthy habits. Her favorite dinner was steamed asparagus with lemon and olive oil. She was also taking blood pressure medication and had mild atrial fibrillation, conditions that already increased her clotting risk. One morning, Sandra didn't wake up normally. She was confused, couldn't recall her address, and spoke with slurred speech. Brain scans showed a small ischemic stroke. Blood tests revealed elevated hematocrit levels, indicating her blood had become too concentrated from dehydration. If you enjoy asparagus, don't eliminate it, but never consume it late in the day without proper hydration. Most importantly, listen to your body's subtle warnings, like dry mouth or nighttime dizziness. Number 9. Tomatoes, the stroke imitator. For many older Americans, tomatoes symbolize freshness and vitality. You've likely heard for years that tomatoes support heart health, skin health, and vision. But here's what you probably haven't been told. For people over 65, tomatoes can quietly devastate your brain, mimicking stroke symptoms without warning. Tomatoes contain high levels of histamines, tyramines, and solanine compounds that become problematic in older adults. Histamines and tyramines can trigger inflammation, elevate blood pressure, and disrupt blood vessel function, particularly in the brain. Add tomatoes' natural acidity, which interferes with magnesium and calcium balance, to minerals essential for nerve function and vascular stability, and you've created a perfect internal storm. The result? Symptoms that eerily mimic stroke, dizziness, headaches, visual disturbances, slurred speech, and numbness. Margaret Foster, an 81-year-old retired piano teacher from South Carolina, was vibrant and health-conscious. She consumed homemade tomato soup every evening, filled with herbs and garlic as part of her nightly ritual. One morning, Margaret awoke, confused with a severe headache. Her vision was blurry, her speech slurred, yet brain scans showed no clots or bleeding. However, her blood work revealed elevated inflammatory markers, electrolyte imbalances, and mild cerebral vasospasm. Her brain's blood vessels were constricting unpredictably. This wasn't a classic stroke, but a stroke mimic, a condition that looks and feels like stroke but results from chemical and vascular changes rather than actual clots. Her nightly tomato soup, combined with her aging blood vessels, had created this crisis. The crucial message: your body changes dramatically after 65. Foods that once healed can now agitate and even endanger your vascular system and brain. The power of awareness and simple protection. After learning about these 9 common vegetables and their hidden risks, you might feel surprised or anxious. Perhaps you're thinking, how can foods I've trusted my entire life become dangerous? Now let me say this clearly and compassionately. This isn't about fear. It's about empowerment through knowledge. As a neurologist who's worked with seniors for decades, I've learned something profoundly important. Your body, after 65, is fundamentally different from what it was at 40 or 50. Your blood vessels are more sensitive. Your hydration needs have changed, and your medications alter how food interacts with your system. Each patient I've shared represents thousands of similar cases. Eleanor, who collapsed after spinach consumption. Robert, whose broccoli habit triggered hemorrhagic stroke. Margaret, whose tomato soup mimicked brain tumors. These aren't rare exceptions. They're everyday seniors trying to do the right thing. But here's the empowering truth. You are not powerless. Awareness is medicine, and what you choose to do with this knowledge can change everything. Now, what you can do right now, start by simplifying your approach to nutrition. Return to real, whole, nourishing foods, cooked leafy greens in moderation, fresh berries, nuts, hydrating fruits like melon, and lean proteins that provide steady energy without dangerous spikes. Eat your heavier meals earlier in the day when your body can process them most effectively. Don't skip hydration. Even a small glass of room temperature water before bed can make a crucial difference. Most importantly, bring this knowledge to your doctor. Ask specific questions. Is this supplement safe with my medications? Should I avoid this food at night? Is this vegetable thinning my blood too much? A good physician won't dismiss your concerns. They'll help. You adjust your habits to match your changing body. You are not the same person you were 30 years ago, and that's perfectly okay. You're wiser now, more experienced, and more capable of listening to your body's subtle signals and taking action before problems become crises. You deserve more than just added years to your life. You deserve clarity, mobility, memory, and confidence. You deserve mornings without dizziness and evenings without confusion. You deserve a brain that serves you faithfully. I invite you to take one small, intentional step today. Maybe you'll move your salad to lunchtime. Maybe you'll start reading labels more carefully. Maybe you'll simply drink that extra glass of water before bed. Whatever you choose, let it come from strength, not fear. You are not fragile. You are awakening to your own power through awareness, wisdom, and action. If this message resonated with you, if it made you pause and reconsider even one small habit, then it's already begun to create positive change in your life. You are never too old to protect your future, never too old to make choices that honor your health and preserve your independence.